right, guys, so we got to talk about a school board meeting out of Houston, Texas, involving the Houston Independent School District that went off the rails, okay? As I want to highlight a couple parents and some of the testimonials that they gave during this school board meeting that I think are worth highlighting, okay? And the first parent is a parent whom has taken legal action against a school in this country that her son used to go to, I believe, that she says discriminated against her son because the school tried to indoctrinate her child with critical race theories or concepts that may be associated with critical race theory. For example, she claims that during a civics course, they asked her son to identify his race, gender, religion, and sexual identities, and then was asked to attach labels to his identity, right, such as privilege or oppressor, okay? And then those students were asked to undo those beliefs or to unlearn beliefs or behaviors that were seen as oppressive, okay? And in response, the mother objected to this, in which her son was then punished with a failing grade, okay? And allegedly his graduation was at risk. So now it seems like she's moved to a new school district out in Houston, and apparently this school district is woke as well too, and she is threatening legal action. The second video I'm going to play is a father who alleges that a teacher took his 16-year-old son to a drag show in which one of the drag queens has a history with children that suggests that a 16-year-old probably should not be around that drag queen, let alone being at a drag queen show. And his father also has video evidence to support the allegations that his teacher took him to this drag queen show, which I will show you guys as well. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Clark. I filed the first federal lawsuit against woke indoctrination in America. My daughter goes here now, and I will not tolerate any kind of indoctrination of my daughter at all, period. 3 of those people that Jackie talked about, I found lawyers for this morning. We're done with that. We're done with our children being groomed. We're done with having to deal with boys and girls' bathrooms. We're done with all of that nonsense. Everywhere around this country, people are sick and tired of listening to all of this yaggity-smaggity about equity and inclusion and all of this nonsense, when we really need to be talking about reading and writing and math. We're done with that. Y'all need to get your budget right. Get this school district right, because we are sick of it. All over the country, we are sick of it. Parents are done with this nonsense.
My son attended Sam Houston MSDC. His teacher, he was his chemistry teacher. He was also a writer for About magazine, an LGBTQ magazine. He published a article with a lot of students, on them without authorization. He recruited my son. He also took my son to a drag show when he was underage. He took him to a drag show when he was underage, and it was really bad. It was a really bad experience. He also put him next to this sex offender while he was out there with my son. There's a lot of stuff that nothing got done. I have a lot of info, a lot of videos, text messages. Police HISD has a lot of messages. It was really bad.
So beautiful. You would never be allowed to impair normally. Hey guys, everyone looks so amazing. Where's the experience? Let's go.
Yeah, so once upon a time, guys, I remember when you had to sign permission slips, right? In order for kids to go on these types of extravagant trips, right? I mean, I'm not necessarily sure if that's what happened in this situation, because the information that we have isn't necessarily complete, but what we have there is allegedly video of his son, okay, being at that drag queen show with his teacher, okay, and the teacher actually took the son backstage where a drag queen was getting dressed, okay, and I cut that part out for obvious reasons, but that's up there, right? And that video was shared from the father to the Instagram account that I got that video from as evidence that this is what happened. And apparently the school district, okay, in which this teacher is employed, hasn't done anything about it, right? They haven't done anything at all, even though this parent had complained and said, hey, you know, this teacher basically took my kid to a drag queen show, right? Like, I mean, I feel like that's pretty bad. I feel like that's a fireable offense, if not an offense that probably should land that teacher in jail. I don't see how that'd be any different than a teacher, I don't know, bringing a kid to a strip club, right? If a teacher brought a kid to a strip club, okay, or brought images to class that were inappropriate that kids shouldn't be saying, I think that most people agree that, yeah, that teacher should at very least be fired, if not thrown in jail for those actions. However, it seems that we're living in a world where this whole drag thing and trying to expose kids to drag has become, you know, mainstream. It's become mainstream, right? It's become something that they're trying to normalize, right? Grown men dressing in wigs and dresses, they want kids to be exposed to that as a fun way to get exposed to alternative lifestyles. That kind of seems to be what's going on here. And a lot of these teachers, like this teacher right here, whom seems to be very, you know, pride friendly, okay? They wrote articles allegedly, right, about, you know, their lifestyle and whatnot. They seem to be going out of their way to expose kids to this stuff, right? Going as far as to either host drag queen shows at school. I've done stories about that. Teachers that have organized drag queen shows at school. Or if you can't host it at school, might as well have a field trip to a drag queen show, which that kind of seems like that was what was going on in this situation right here, right? And I guess one of the reasons why I played that video clip of the mom at the beginning is because I think that she has the right idea in regards to fighting back, right? You got to start suing these people. You have to start taking these people to court and punishing them in the court of law if anything's going to change. Because it's one thing to complain and say, hey, this is happening, right? And for these school boards, these school districts not to do anything about it. It's another thing for you to say, you know what, since you're not going to do anything about it, I'm going to take legal action against you for what's going on here. Because again, this is stuff that really is disturbing, and it seems like it's continuing to ratchet up, that it's not necessarily getting better. And honestly, again, it seems like a lot of these teachers are probably becoming a lot more covert about it because they've been exposed, okay, over the last year. Now they're becoming more covert, okay? They're taking kids to drag queen shows, hosting the shows at school without parents knowing, okay? They're having these school clubs like the GSA club in which they try to trick parents into giving kids permission to sign up for these clubs, to go to these after school clubs or whatever, to join these clubs. And then they start pushing their woke indoctrination on them in these clubs. Again, this stuff really is not going to stop until these teachers are exposed, right? That's just kind of what it is. So again, these are very, very, very disturbing allegations. And I hope that this father can get justice for what allegedly happened to his son, in which the teacher, again, allegedly took him to a drag show, right? Exposed him to adult content that a child should not be exposed to. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.